Hey everyone, welcome to Therapy Today. Welcome to another reaction video that we're doing today. Today we are reacting to a video put up by the Law and Crime Network where an angry woman in Hoboken, New Jersey was arrested by the cops. She allegedly smashed a stolen wine bottle against a window and was verbally abusing the cops, being very verbally aggressive the entire time during the arrest. And so what I want to pick out through the series of this video is how we defuse angry and volatile situations, and also what mental health issues could be at play in this case. And even as a professional watching this, I didn't pick up on some of the potential mental health complications until the very end. So make sure you watch till the end to see if you can pick up on the same things that I picked up on. And maybe if you're more astute than I am and coming into this with a more critical eye, you might pick up on it a lot sooner than I did. But watch along with me and we'll see. I will be scrubbing through some of the video because it is a body cam. It's, as far as I can tell, mostly unedited, and so there are some parts where nothing's happening, and so I've skipped through those portions. As usual, please like and subscribe, make sure you can stay up to date with all of our content, and make sure you don't miss any of these reaction videos. Let's dive into it.
Right, I got about 56 Mondays.
Did I bother you in some way? Because I don't even know you. Why are you asking me to come here? That's very rude. You better get polite.
Okay.
Ooh. Opening up with that kind of tone against a police officer, first of all, that does not bode well for trying to claim that you're innocent of something. And if anyone wasn't aware that we were in New Jersey, now based on the accents, you definitely know.
What's going on? We're getting calls on you.
Oh, I read the newspaper to my son out loud and I threw a trash can, but it didn't hit anybody. Okay. I'll pay for the littering ticket. I just don't have the number on the account to pay the fine. So you could just write me the ticket if I have a littering can. Okay.
Stand right here.
Was I not polite to you? Are you going to be savage with me? Because you're not going to like when my daddy gets savage with you.
3-1. All right, it's going to be a female with pink shirt, blue jeans.
I just got this outfit 5 minutes ago. I had a blue jacket and red pants.
Right by 56.
You're gonna bother me over a t-shirt and no.
You can see she's already starting to escalate. The tone of her voice is rising. The closed posture, very defensive with her arms crossed. Obviously the facial expression as well. She is clearly getting upset by something, and I don't know exactly what transpired, what the officer might have said to her, but it sounds like so far all he's done is ask her to come over here and is describing her, and she's getting offended by it. On first watch, I thought this was just because she felt guilty about something and was trying to hide something or put up an aggressive front because she didn't want to get arrested for stealing the wine bottle and smashing it. But she's also giving a lot of extra details about like the littering and throwing the trash can that have absolutely no bearing on the case, and that will be relevant later.
Socks and underwear again? You keep taking my soap, my comb, and my toothpaste.
Okay. Ma'am, just stay right here. Okay? I'm by 56 Monroe Street, but on the Patterson Ave side. What happened at the grocery store?
I was never at a grocery store.
The liquor store.
I was never at a liquor store.
You never took the bottle of wine, anything like that?
I don't know who said that.
Okay.
I never said that, and my daddy never said that, and my daddy paid for a bottle of wine, but he or I never threw it at anybody's window.
Hey, and you got a video on her, or?
I know the cop didn't mention anything about throwing it, he just mentioned about the bottle of wine. So that might be her letting on that she might know a little more than if she were just innocent. But she really is bringing a lot of these extraneous details, like she said she was never in a liquor store, but her daddy paid for a bottle of wine or something like that. And so that's definitely kind of confusing. What I will say, doing a background Google search, this lady is apparently 36 years old. When she was 30, back in 2017, I believe it was, she was arrested previously for biting a police officer, something like that. A very New Jersey kind of article. But so she has a history of being aggressive towards police already. And so we'll see how this continues to develop as they have to get more firm with her, as they have to get more physical with her in order to get her to comply.
You're gonna bring the caller over here.
You could try and get my face, but you'll never get my name in the government names because you don't understand what I'm doing.
Ma'am, Ma'am.
I'm not going anywhere, sir. You're putting the leash on too tight, so you better back down. And I'm gonna say it once. And I mean that respectfully. Don't get me salty this morning. I have 9 kids.
All right, relax. 'Cause I'm not.
I say that respectfully. This is where people say that it matters how you say things along with what you're saying. I know she says that she has 9 kids at home. First of all, her being 36 and having 9 kids would be some crazy math. But also I'll dig into why I don't believe everything she's saying at face value later on when we get into some of the mental health components. So let's keep going.
Don't you take your belt off on me. I swear to God, I'll you up in ways you'll never understand.
Nobody's taking off that belt. I need you to relax.
And you need to call the lawyer in the next 3 seconds. I'm pissed off. You don't want that. Because my tickets are in the rear with your stupid bond and no payment program.
That lady in the black jacket is doing the right thing. She is just walking by. And actually a lot of times, this is from my work with kids, if you have one particular kid who is getting really escalated, really upset about something, it's actually easier to move everyone else out of the room rather than trying to relocate the one kid, because the other ones are able to listen and able to comply, and that gives you kind of the empty space that you need to allow the kid to have their big feelings without others being put in danger.
You gotta pay your own parking tickets.
Okay.
I don't even have
Ma'am, listen, if you walk away, I'm
have a nice day. I'll f you up. I swear to God, test me again, kid.
Stop. Because I'm gonna put you in
Test me again, kid.
I'm gonna put you in handcuffs.
Then put me in handcuffs.
Cut it out.
Because nowhere I go, I'm accepted, but you can spend whatever you want.
Listen. All right? Relax.
Okay, so this is the first time that the police officer has to put hands on her. I will say I'm pretty impressed by his response so far, being belittled, being yelled at, being called kid. So like there's a lot of disrespect going on here. And so far he's maintained a pretty even tone. I don't know whether that's the effect of the body cam being on or whether he just acts very professional normally. But this is where when people say, you know, defund the police and we'll replace them with like mental health professionals, when things get to this point and if someone's being aggressive towards me as a mental health professional, I don't actually have the right to be putting my hands on them. So I think that is a shortcoming that some people will overlook when we're talking about police versus mental health interventions in these kinds of situations. But so far I think he seems to be handling it appropriately. Though I will say I don't know how many other people might be able to get away with that kind of behavior towards a cop.
You better tell this boy to stand
No,
down.
this is an officer. This is not a boy.
I cooperated with the officer. Why don't you check with your godson?
Stand by, ma'am.
I cooperated with you when you told
Right.
me to stop.
in your pocket?
Okay, that first piece, unless she happens to know this officer who she was just speaking to, is my first hint that there's something kind of mentally off. And before I may have thought like drugs, potentially she might be under the influence of something or just feeling guilty and being caught out and being very aggressive. But unless she happens to know this police officer, she says, ask your godson, there's something off about maybe her perception of reality. That's my first really obvious hint that maybe going back makes the other things kind of fit a little more, where her perception of reality might not be the same as what we're seeing.
I just verbally warned you.
Ma'am.
right?
Oh, so she had one sneaker on one.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
all.
have any stuff.
In your pocket?
Absolutely not. You can search me. I might have a lighter, but I probably threw it somewhere.
Okay.
I have to replace another lighter. I smoke a lot of cigarettes when I'm walking. I read
relax.
the newspaper to my grandpa out loud.
Yes.
He doesn't speak my language.
Right. This is the one.
What's up?
Yeah, that's all.
It was definitely her. She broke
What
the
did I
window.
do?
She
I
stole the
didn't break
wine
a
bottle
window.
and broke the window.
Yeah.
No, my grandfather told me to have cheese with my wine, and he
God
said he
bless you.
forgot
Yeah, we
the
got you on video,
Snapchat.
babe.
Come on.
I think that if my initial instinct is correct, that there is something off about her perception of reality. That sentence about like, my grandpa always told me to have cheese with my wine, and then something about Snapchat, absolutely nothing to do with the conversation that she's having with the officers. Definitely at the very least very tangential thinking, just because you jump from like breaking the wine bottle to talking about cheese with wine. At this point, if these police officers had the resources to have like an emergency crisis mental health worker available or somebody like that to do kind of an emergency assessment, that might be helpful to clarify some of what's going on so that things don't escalate out of control if it's a medication issue or a substance abuse issue. But I also do recognize that not all police departments may have that kind of resource available readily, so let's see how they continue to handle it.
He forgot the Snapchat again, so if he doesn't have his godson fix the app in the next 3 seconds, I'm gonna
She's coming east.
Okay.
Okay, what address is that where you got her on? What address is that?
I swear to God on everything that is holy in this world, I will up again.
Hold on, let me know if you got some.
Come on, where you going? Stop.
I gotta go with this guy.
No, you don't gotta go. You don't gotta go nowhere.
I never did anything wrong.
Relax.
I'm sick of these people reading my son Doomsday stories.
Wait.
We're gonna have one female tattoo file.
Go ahead. Step in, ma'am.
I don't have a tattoo. I just got it yesterday.
All right, not a problem. Anthony, hold this here, and I'm gonna go to the other side to strap.
No, I got it.
I just got the tattoo yesterday. You have a problem with the name? You better call my
Here you go, man.
godfather and tell him I'm a bad mother. And you better stick.
Oh, relax. What are you doing? I'm holding.
Ooh. So on first watch, I didn't know that she had a history of the biting the police officer, and it looked like she went to do the same thing just now. Once we've watched her and these officers have interacted with her for a little bit, you see that she has very labial mood, very erratic. There are some moments where she seems very calm, and then she jumps into this very escalated, very aggressive state, or going from very quiet to being very loud. That could definitely be the influence of some kind of drug or some kind of medication interaction or some kind of mental health diagnosis. Again, I'm not here to diagnose anybody here. I'm just seeing kind of the features that I'm seeing that kind of clue me into different things that could be going on. And to be fair, I'm not on the front lines like this a lot. If any of you in the comments have more experience and kind of this emergency assessment stuff than I do, please comment below. What are some of the things that you see? What are some of the features that you see that I may have missed? And what direction does that point you in terms of your thoughts of what diagnosis might be going on or what kind of factors could be impacting the situation that's making it so much more volatile than it probably needs to be?
I understand, but with one hand.
Stand down when I tell you to
I'm trying to grab the thing.
back up.
Wait.
Because I'm the one who puts it in the ears.
Alright.
You better understand before I you young blood.
Should never did that. There you go. Sit down.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I got the. Just relax.
Okay.
You got it? Yeah. Come through here, ma'am.
Okay.
Get it, Anthony. Go first. Nobody in the hallway?
What's the location of that vehicle, Lieutenant?
Sir.
It's just outside Birch. Where that address is.
1, 2, 3 seconds.
Right through here, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank
You want to take off your stuff? Stand on the wall?
Oh, you're gonna have to slip some-
Stand right here. No, we don't do none of that here, ma'am.
Got a prisoner in there. Not a prisoner, they're just fingerprints.
I didn't do whatever they said. I have the lottery ticket. I can prove it.
Ma'am, stand there.
Okay. I have the receipt with the real
Not a
number
problem.
on it.
1115 Willow, identity theft. Can I get a can?
So this is where that labial mood may be really confusing and off-putting for anyone who's involved in this situation. As she was being walked up, she was very compliant, following instructions, all of this stuff, but then she'll snap between yelling at people, talking about stuff that doesn't make sense or isn't related to the situation, or fighting back entirely. And so I will say these officers seem to be doing a good job giving specific instructions, reminding her to calm down, reminding her just to follow instructions, giving her the facts of what's going on, with her anxiety or paranoia about being strip searched. Oh, no, we don't do that here. And so far just apparently being very straightforward with her. So that can help with de-escalation for sure.
It's been 7 hours.
Let's go to the office, Cal. Let me just process her in there.
This is what I'm gonna do. Listen to me carefully. Are you gonna listen? You gonna listen to me? Calm down. Let's Listen to me carefully. What we're gonna do is this. Once they're finished, we're gonna handcuff you. I'm gonna get you a bottle of water, put a little water in the cup so you can get something to drink. If you're not gonna cooperate with me and be difficult, I'm not gonna help you. Okay?
Department 5 Alpha, for male not feeling well. 220
Not a
5
problem. Just stand
Alpha.
by me, okay?
I don't.
Well, they brought out the really big police officer to handle her.
I used to, but I don't drink anymore.
Who's?
Copy of your part of the claim, obviously, because it's mailed to you, right? Yours.
I did the arrest, I did a stop. I just gotta link the fingerprints, but I don't need.
All right, Kenneth, it sounds like you're good to go. Thank you.
Thanks, Kenneth. Have a good one. You got your bag, right, Dory?
But on your straps.
Right out that door.
Come through here, ma'am.
You might fall out if you try that again, bitch.
Sit down.
Listen,
Is there any way to Chris?
I call him a bitch because my godson's name is Anthony, and he's
you check- you gonna check it?
bitch. But I never
Am I
met
invisible?
He has to meet his man.
Well, no, we thought you were processing some, doing a
No,
job.
yeah,
Can I check it, please?
Alright, she's probably gonna have to strip search me. I have no underwear for
No,
her.
we're not doing none of that.
so we don't strip search
Sit
here?
down.
I gotta sit down and shut the fuck
MC
up.
14 in the area. How are you?
Better start paying the fuck attention to my timestamp files.
You want water?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't
This is,
eaten in
hold
7
on,
days.
hold on. This is Detective.
7 days.
Ma'am, what
Are
is
you
your
still
first-
rolling, Leo?
Jessica. That's
Leo.
all I'm
Yeah.
getting. That's all I'm getting.
Okay, I'm
That's the
gonna,
only way I'm talking.
134.
You have the key to my heart, so I'll let you talk.
34.
Hold on, let him strap up body.
Update on that call for 220 Adams. It's a 50-year-old male with chest pains. ALS is pending.
okay.
I
We're still
walk all
rolling.
day.
We're still rolling.
I go to the gym all day. And I have no socks and underwear.
God bless you.
So the deodorant program is fucked up.
So you're seeing that she is having more trouble complying with the instructions. She's babbling more and more, talking about stuff that's completely unrelated. And what I started picking up around this point the first time I was watching this video is that, oh, maybe it's word salad. And word salad is where like you have kind of a similar cadence to normal speech, but just the content of it doesn't make sense. There are words all over the place. The thoughts are flying and don't seem to really connect. And it's a sign potentially of dementia or schizophrenia. And so a lot of the different stuff that she was pulling in, like the godson or the daddy or the grandfather, once you start thinking along the lines of there's some kind of break with reality that might be leading to this, that the word salad might be a sign of, then a lot of this other stuff starts to fall into place. The aggressiveness, the erratic mood, all of that stuff. And also where she seems to be having a conversation beyond the officer that's trying to speak with her, and he's trying to get a simple answer to a simple question, but she's just talking about something else completely, and he's starting to lose patience with her.
So she's not going to give us any
Right,
info.
activated to search her.
You need the selfie?
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
I'm gonna leave.
One cup
You want me to do it? You want me to drop off an hand, Chris?
until I gotta wait
No,
3
you
days
take
for
a
a bottle of
What's your
water
name,
and
hon?
I get no
What's your name? Can you tell the detective?
No.
I just think on my body cam.
Well,
Okay?
that's too bad because mine was activated retro pay. You didn't
Okay.
pay for it.
Retro.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm just here to search.
She just said, my body cam was activated too. And they're like, okay. Yeah, at that point, like, these officers have probably had enough experience that they know that this is somebody who's out of touch with reality. And so they're not engaging with her conversation on the level that she's trying to communicate something. They're just saying, okay, acknowledging and moving on with what they need to do. Which again, if you're trying to de-escalate a situation, can be helpful. You're not arguing every point. You're not trying to engage with every point that they're making. You're just trying to move along with, okay, this is what we need to do next. This is what we need to do next.
Richard, do you have anything in your
That's sick,
pockets?
man, because you want to frame me with something, man.
I don't want to
Well,
frame
if you
you.
do that one more time, I swear to God, I'll
Okay.
stop telling me, kid.
Relax now, okay? Put your hands on the wall and
No, I'm
relax.
just gonna do it right
Swear to
now.
God, I will.
Hand on the wall. And don't move them, because then you like
Anybody
that.
else tells me what to do, Daddy, I might go ballistic.
Hey! Relax. Stop. Be here.
talk to her.
yourself.
Want me to cover, Chris? She ain't listening.
You want to do it
I
cuff
listen
from
to him.
behind?
You better keep your hands off me when that stinks.
Yeah, cuff her from behind.
Just
Alright,
it's
relax.
better, it's safer.
That's not gonna happen.
You have my purse.
We don't need her swinging.
And if you don't pay fines on the meter, I'm gonna
This must have been before they figured out what her identity was, because I figure if they looked up her record and saw that she had in the past bitten an officer, resisted arrest, all of that kind of stuff, they probably would have restricted her movements a lot more from the very beginning. And I don't know what their protocol is at this point, whether they would be charging her with something or whether there's some kind of emergency mental health support that might be available. But some of the questions I'd be asking in my head if I was observing this live and in person, recognizing that there might be some mental health issues going on or substance abuse issues going on that's leading to the erratic moods, the word salad, the aggressiveness, might be useful to test whether she's under the influence of something or if she needs to be medicated and she's off her meds.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Wait.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she looked like she's my...
Well, she did say she's not going to be a spitter, but I'll
No,
fix
but
it.
give me a mask.
Yeah. Can somebody pass me a mask? I'm activated, please. Mask. She's fighting. I want to be behind the desk with this on. Thank you.
So if it doesn't come up by the time you're done with your report, like, oh, like when you leave it? No, I would just indicate in the report that, camera, that the picture didn't upload. That's what they did do.
That means I'm not gonna be able to.
Just relax. There you go. Go ahead, Chris.
I will say getting spit on was not something that I experienced during my intensive in-home days. I had clients swing at me, had a client with a knife and drunk at the same time at one point. Apparently this has happened before with these police officers, and so they have some steps that they take to prevent that from happening.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Chris. You want us to step outside?
No, stay right here.
No, she's not taking. Yeah, she's not.
I don't have underwear and socks. It's not a crime. Stop touching my deodorant and toilet paper. Because I swear to God.
Stay forward. Look forward. Stay looking forward.
I'm cooperating with the Miss Chris officer. He's not wearing his pissy diaper anymore. So tell him that's what the time is.
Alright, so that was linked. You good there?
I don't have anything in my bra. I might have a lighter in my bra. I don't know where my grandfather put it.
Chris, are you done with this station?
Yeah.
I don't like
Can I be like a little
on the wall. Like this guy keeps saying I threw water on a plant. I pissed on the lawn. It's not
Actually-
a crime to piss on my own lawn.
We didn't say that. What we said was you
I
threw a
have
bottle
no
of wine
toilet
through a
paper. I
window.
use the sock to piss on the lawn. It's my uncle's property. You can ask him if I can piss on the lawn. He probably doesn't get the... You're gonna take my boot off.
Where was it?
I'm going to in a second.
It's invisible technology my godson invented. You won't understand it.
Turn on Facebook.
He graduated from school last night and I got him on boots.
I know some of her words are hard to make out because she's facing the wall and because of the mask, but I think as the stresses are piling on with the search, being handcuffed, having the mask on, everything's just very restrictive right now. I think her mental state is devolving to the point where like it's very hard to make sense of anything that she's saying now. Everything's just like very random directions, talking about pissing on the lawn, wearing invisible technology. And I'm not saying that the officers are deliberately doing any of this to worsen her mental state or because they're being unfair in some way. I think they're taking all the precautions that they need to make sure that they're safe and that she's safe, but just the natural stress of the situation seems to be having a negative effect on her.
And a hat and a little...
Listen, since you're class, no, stand up.
He likes scooters.
I'm just going to pull this out.
Yeah, you have to check the
Yeah, there's
There's the lighter I told you I had. I put it in a pink color for my Chrissy pants.
Have a seat, please.
Okay. And my uncle godfather Anthony.
You can secure her.
And my cousin Snako. I told you there's nothing in my socks.
Oh my
and
God.
I don't even have
Give me your
socks.
foot. Give me your foot. Your foot.
My foot. Oh, yeah, they get dirty when I sleep on
that back
one. Yeah, I do, Miss Chrissy. Thank you all are very for listening.
Give me this
guys.
one. Sit down.
I gotta say.
She does seem more compliant with the female detective. I don't know what that is. It could be she's got something with male authority figures, or maybe she just felt like this detective was more respectful of her, but I don't know. Long term, there might be something to explore there. Doesn't make too much difference in the immediate situation, except that maybe if they needed to de-escalate, they might call on the female officer rather than a male officer to try to defuse a situation.
Sit down. I need water.
Give me this one.
We're gonna get you water.
Because I'm not gonna fall out 2 times in 3-time night, Grandpa. It's only 1 o'clock.
It is only one.
In the afternoon, I got to the church on time, Grandpa. Well, you might think I'm 15 minutes late, but I'm always never late. Well, Grandpa, it doesn't make any sense. The kids know I have godly time for showing up at church. I don't have anything but a lighter. I told you that. I don't.
They have to look though, dear.
I don't drink. I didn't throw
Try
whatever.
to put your clothes back on. I'm trying to help you put your shoe back on.
Yeah, you can see how like she was carrying on a conversation with somebody who wasn't in the room, just with herself. And when the officer responded to the one point that she made about not having anything on her, she wasn't even talking to him. I think it was just part of that word salad that was kind of tangentially related to the situation. There was no benefit to responding to her at that point because she's talking past everybody in the room.
I didn't even break anything. Tell him I pissed on the lawn and wiped my son's diaper around my head. It doesn't make any sense on Lunar Christmas.
Alright, stand up.
I gotta stand up. My boots aren't strapped again. Kids, I told you to stop touching Grammy's boots and you keep repairing them. God bless you. I need a sock.
You gonna put it to the bench?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta turn around and...
No, put your boot back on.
No, just put. Yeah, put her on the bench, Leo. We'll leave this by her. If she's gonna put it on, she has one hand to put it on.
Alright.
It's a fun guy, but it's ugly. So I need to sit down and take a 15 minutes.
You saw in that moment, she was literally just talking to kids that were not there. And if anyone wasn't convinced before that there was a mental health issue going on, I think that's a pretty good clue for you there.
What
the hell's my pen for my puppy? Oh, here it is.
Which side you want? Uncuff this one so this
No,
way
listen to Grandpa.
lean up a little bit.
Listen to Grandpa. He's an old young man. And he graduated from class. And I promised him I'd buy him a uniform and boots.
Hard video to watch in the context of being able to watch it from a distance and how it reflects on her mental state. Sad video for sure. She obviously needs some kind of mental health care that, whether it's medication or therapy, she was not getting because she was at this point, and her mental status was just so deteriorated at the point that she was having conversations with people that weren't in the room and not even acknowledging or responding really to the conversations that were actually happening directed towards her. In the immediate situation, I would not want to be an emergency mental health worker getting involved in that. I think it's all well and good to say like, oh, we have de-escalation skills and we can defuse volatile situations. But when you're talking about somebody who is out of touch with reality, who is erratic in their moods, angry and alternating between angry, calm, compliant, aggressive, talking to them might only get you so far. And so that's why I do appreciate that there are police officers who are able to physically redirect her and move her to where she needs to be, where hopefully after calming down, she's able to get the treatment that she actually needs. But ideally, this is where there's a partnership between law enforcement and mental health. I will reiterate that I think there are very few people who could get away with treating police officers the way that she did and not end up in a much worse situation than she did. But again, like we're talking about, towards the end, you can really see where her mental health is starting to unravel and she's starting to talk to people that aren't there, ignore prompts directed at her, and that does put a greater context around her behavior at the beginning where she seemed maybe a little more lucid but just more angry. But yeah, again, this is a reminder that like people have more going on beneath the surface than what you just observed, because if we had stopped at like the 3 or 4 minute mark, she might have just been a lady with rage problems. But now with greater context, we can see that there's a huge mental illness issue going on that is potentially not being treated, and that she is somebody who needs help. So within this, just a reminder that we don't know anyone's full story, and for people you care about, it's worth asking, it's worth caring about those kinds of things so that we can better understand, better show empathy and care for other people. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you enjoy this content, subscribe so you make sure that you don't miss any more videos that we put out. This is definitely an interesting video to watch through the lens of mental health and the interaction between mental illness and law enforcement, defusing volatile situations. Again, I think that the police officers did as good a job as they could have trying to keep things on track, do what they needed to do, and make sure everyone involved was as safe as possible without getting riled up by the way that she was snapping at them, both metaphorically and literally. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on their handling of the situation and about the state of her mental health. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you all next time.